Hello. In today's gospel, there's a tragedy. It's something very wrong happened. John the Baptist, a very innocent person who is very righteous, who's preparing the way for Jesus Christ, is killed. And we may ask how it happened, what for. And we can seek for the person to be blamed. Is this the daughter of Herodias, Salome, who is dancing? Is the mother, Herodias, who asked Salome to ask Herod to bring her the death of the head of John the Baptist, or the Herod who is consenting this, or maybe John the Baptist who is saying the truth and acts according to his conscience. And when we think a little bit on this scene, we can see other events in our world today which are evoking our moral protest, which are evoking and are discouraging when people are forced to work for 16 hours, 14 hours without being paid. When we are thinking about the modern slavery, when we are thinking of people who are used and whose documents are taken away, and when we are thinking who is to blame? Is to blame something who is buying the company, or other persons, or governments, or the poverty, or the system? And we are seeking for the person who is blamed, and maybe the answer is to find in the gospel. When we are thinking about various persons in this gospel, we can find many attitudes which can help us to understand such grave case of injustice. First, there is Herodias, who wants to maintain her power. She has left her husband and she has married Herod because Herod was more powerful, has more territory, and it was very promising for her to maintain the power, to be around and together with Herod, then with the Philip. And so she wants this to obtain. So our sense of having the power of obtaining more on every price, as maybe companies who are oriented on profit and not thinking about the consequences of such behaving, are to find on this scene. We have also the daughter of Herodias, Salome, who, after having danced, she heard a proposal of Herod, who says to her, "You can ask me whatever you want." And she, instead of hearing her own heart, she is asking her mother. She is asking the authority. She is behaving as many of us who are buying by the convince, by hearing other people, trends, mode, fashion, and not asking themselves what I'm doing. Is this just or unjust? And so, before Salome asked Herod to bring the head of John Baptist, she should maybe hold in and ask, is this just? Before going to the shop store, you may ask, is this just or not just? And there is Herod, who promised something to and other people, and is afraid that he may lose his faith. How many times we are doing something which, because we want to behave constantly, we don't want to lose the approval of other persons. So maybe the response for all such great events where we want to find one person to blame is the answer that there are many, many little passes where the person is not hearing their own heart, but hearing others, acting because of power. And I think this is a great encouragement to us and a strong force to stay and think. And what do you think? Thank you.